Good evening, everyone. So lovely to be here with you. And you know, it's amazing. Only a few days ago, this room, the Eurowalk Hall in Snowdonia Mountain Lodge, Dru Centre, was full with 30 students. And this evening, we are full with over 400 students. And guess what? We've all got space to move. Nobody's feeling cramped. So that's, I think that's the greatest miracle of this day. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here to launch our Together at Home and to say how I'm looking forward, and we're all looking forward to spending some incredible time together over the next few weeks. And yeah, these are changing times, definitely. I mean, how incredible that life can change so quickly. And every day, you know, we're changing, things are moving, there's an incredible amount of uncertainty. And I mean, even here at the lodge, you know, as you'll notice, I've got like 3 people in the room. We're definitely doing social distancing and no more big gatherings and no more courses. And, you know, yeah, it's having its impact across across the globe. And I'm sure, like many people around us, you're experiencing, you know, the effects of uncertainty and, of course, anxiety and some fear around this whole situation. And that's why we put Together at Home together, to create an incredible community to really and truly support each other over the coming weeks and maybe months, where we can share together some really powerful techniques and some wisdom to keep us all empowered over this time, to really help us to feel empowered, to keep us healthy, keep us on track, to keep some of you sane if you have a house full of children, to really make sure that our relationships are together, because let's face it, most of us are not used to being with each other 24/7, and in some cases that might be the case. And so to keep our relationships really together and really harmonious, I think is very important. And also to find that still place inside of us every single day where we are just connecting to ourselves and coming back to that place of stability, of centeredness, and really to help have a clear perspective on our way forward. So that's our plan. We're going to have webinars, we're going to have live classes. Last night, Nana taught the first live class from here. I think there's over 50 people attended, which was brilliant. You know, we're going to have some incredible study groups together. They're going to be online courses. So we've created an incredible, I think, a community of resources that we can share together. And we're really looking forward to hearing from you as well about what's working for you in your homes and in your communities. Actually, it's been amazing. So many people over the past week have reached out to us to share how they're feeling and their experiences. And we've had some great discussions around that. And also a lot of you have come to us and said, hey, we're doing this in our community, and that's been really touching. I was talking to somebody yesterday from Scotland, and they were saying, you know, it's amazing. Our village has really come together. We are more together as a community now than we ever have been. People are doing food drops to those people who are in isolation. They've set up like a phone call rota in this village, so they know the elderly people who are self-isolating, and they're making sure that they take it in turns to phone up people, so people are still feeling that connection, and if they need anything, they're shopping. And so many stories coming in of people sharing the great things that are happening in their communities. And you know, so please do keep those stories coming. I think this would be a great forum for us also to share some inspiration and the things that are really positive that are coming out of this whole incredible situation. And I think that in times of crisis like this, humanity shows its great faith, doesn't it? It's like you know, somehow people become kinder and more caring. I remember when I was in America straight after 9/11, and literally overnight, it was like everybody took on a different personality. I remember driving through the streets of Washington, and people are like, you know, in their cars, where normally in kind of like traffic jams, people are like, when somebody's trying to come into the road, the driver's like don't look right, don't look left, don't let anybody in. And it was completely the opposite. Everybody, all the drivers were like, after you, after you. It was, just a total change in consciousness and a real care for the person next to them. And I see that happening already, around us here and in our, from the communities that people have been feeding back about. And I think one of the things that I hear every single day is somebody else saying, you know what, I've just had a phone call or I've just had an email from somebody I haven't heard from for months or years, and they're just phoning to say, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Are you safe? And, I think I've heard that every day for the past week. And again, it shows that there are some great things that will come out of a time like this. And that's really important for us all to remember. And I know I'm talking to many of you, I think probably all of you, who are practicing yogis and are already living that. And I think this is a time that we can be great examples to everybody else around us as to how you can manage situations, adversity in an incredibly positive and transformational way. So, I know that here in the UK, we are still in a bit of a bumpy transition, and where things are changing every day and things are really unsure. And of course, we watch the news and we hear all these news from so many different sources. And as I said into my Instagram live a couple of mornings ago, make sure you don't watch the news at 10 or 11 at night. Otherwise, you go to sleep with all of that stuff in your consciousness and it really does affect you. But against the backdrop of that and how we deal with those emotions, what I really wanted to talk to you about tonight is that, I believe that our life, every day, we are given a new page to kind of write how our life is going to be during that day. It's like our life is a novel and we are the authors of that novel. And through our life, we are asked to write different chapters because life changes, doesn't it? And so I think it's quite unusual because we're all standing at a place, literally everybody across the earth is standing in this place when we're all being asked to start a new chapter together. And it's up to us individually and collectively, actually, as a community, as to how we choose to really write the next chapter, however long it's going to last for, whether it's for a few weeks, whether it's for 2 or 3 months, we don't know. But the big question is, how are you going to use this time? And I think it's a really important question because, usually we are so busy. We haven't got time to do a lot of things that we would love to do. We've got that list of, like on the Power to Live Your Dreams course, we say to you, write down what is it that you want. And most of the reasons that people write down as to why they can't achieve those dreams is because they don't have the time. They haven't got the time. Well, folks, we now have a lot of time. And I know that some of you out there or watching this evening may say, yeah, right, Louise, I've now got a house full of children. What am I going to do? And then we have to be creative. And for many of you I know that are watching this evening, you do now have time. So that's the big question. So if you have a pen and a piece of paper there, your book, what I'd like you to do as I'm talking is just to make some notes, but it's just to think about what is it that you would like to achieve over the next few months, or weeks, shall we say, next few weeks. What is it that you would love to do that you haven't had the time to do? For some of you, you may want to say, right, okay, this is the time I can really develop my yoga practice. I haven't had time to go to more depth, and I can really develop my sadhana. And you've got the online studio at hand, with some incredible classes there and some real depth that takes you to more depth. You can study during this time. You may want to deepen your meditation practice, and take your time every day to really meditate. You may want to really become an expert in pranayama. If you practice your pranayama regularly now, that is one of the most powerful ways, as you know, of really becoming the master of your emotions, of putting yourself in the driving seat of your emotions, so that whatever's happening around you, you keep that really centered space inside of you. And I think that is really important. You may decide, wow, you know what? As a yoga teacher, I want to become a really great yoga teacher online. And I know that Andrew sent out last week to our Dru Professional Network an incredible email explaining to you how to stream your yoga classes. And again, on Monday, there'll be another session on how to develop that. So maybe that's something you want to do, and you've now got the time to do it. You may decide that you want to, I don't know, become a great cook. You know, on the online studio, again, Keith's Kitchen's up there, so you can have some very entertaining sessions with Keith. Those of you who know him, he's a real character, actually. And he's just got back from India, where he was presenting to literally thousands and thousands of people. He's a real celebrity in India, so we should make the most of him over here. He's a fantastic, fantastic cook. You may want to, I don't know, write a book. Somebody was saying to me today that, you know, Shakespeare, when he was in quarantine for a certain amount of time because of the plague, he wrote King Lear. I mean, how amazing is that? And I think you should write something definitely a bit more upbeat than that. And like, you know, definitely more fun, not so heavy. But that's an opportunity that you could have in order to, you know, this time now is something that you can achieve that. So really sit down, have your pen, and as I'm talking, just think about what is it that you would like to use this time for? Because it's otherwise, even though we may not be going to work, there's certain things we have to do that we can't do. You can't go out anymore. It's amazing how quickly time can dissolve. You know, and to become a true master of time is to really use it in such a wise way that you make the most of the opportunity, you make the most of time. And then, of course, once you've decided what it is that you want, or maybe it's 2 or 3 things, then you need a plan, okay? All great people, all successful people have a plan of action. So I know many of you have written in and said, oh, now I've got this opportunity to, you know, to eventually watch all the way through the Power to Live Your Dreams course, which, you know, is which I was a hostess on, by the way, guys. So it's a fantastic online course. But what we will do from there is we're going to do a live study group, which will be specifically on how to plan your day, how to plan your week in the most effective way, because there are real techniques that you can use that help you to become successful and how to manage time in the most optimum way. So that's something else that's coming. And I'm sure you'll think of so many different ways, and we would love to hear about what you're choosing to do. That would be great. And I think if we can have this forum where we can share that, you'll also give other people ideas. You know, sometimes it's good to brainstorm together so we come up with different ideas, and it kind of sparks something off for somebody else, and they're like, yeah, you know what, I've forgotten that dream. I've forgotten that was one of my goals, and I would love to do that. So, so this time I would like to say is, in this session, is look at it as something that is transformational. How are you going to come out of this experience transformed? You know, how are you going to come out with, I don't know, I was going to say a better person. I was going to say a more, somebody who's more anchored in your own self, anchored in your confidence, anchored in your inner strength, anchored in achievements that and fulfilling some dreams that you haven't had the time to do. And I think that will lift everybody around you as well. And of course, one of the most important things that we can do through this time is to keep our consciousness high, is to really be so aware of the thoughts that we're thinking and what we're allowing into us, because whatever we think, as you know, we attract to us. So when I was recently in Portugal at the beginning of the year, and we taught at a beautiful retreat out there, and of course it's the Algarve, so it's very beautiful, the ocean and the sun, and I know many of you have been there, and we had some fantastic sessions. But one day I did the sunrise walk, and it wasn't too early, by the way. It was like 7:30 in the morning, I think. So I walked up the beach, and the sun was rising above the ocean, and it was just magical. And so I thought, oh, you know, I want to take a video of this for a very dear friend of mine. and send it to her with a message. So I got my phone and I'm filming this beautiful sunrise, and through my phone, the ocean is really golden and beautiful and the sun's rising, and there's somebody walking towards me. So there's a woman walking towards me, and of course it's her, she's moving and she's like a silhouette against the sun, and it's just beautiful. So I recorded my message and then I switched my phone off, and as I did that, this lady walked past me. And it was so beautiful. So I said to her, hey, come and have a look at this. So she came over and I played her the little clip, and she looked at it and she said, that's so beautiful. Wow, beautiful. And then she turned round and she looked at me and she said, but you do realize it's not real. So I looked at her and I was like, and she said, you know it's not real, don't you? And then suddenly I realized what she was saying, because as I was looking through my phone, the lens of my phone created this beautiful, like the sun was golden, the ocean was golden, it looked like this molten sea. And as soon as I moved the lens, my phone, to just like a few centimeters over here, and I looked through my eyes, I saw the same scene, but the colors were completely different. The sun was still beautiful, the ocean was beautiful, but the colors were completely different. So my message to you is that it's really important every day and throughout the day that you are so aware of which lens you are choosing to look through. Are you choosing to look through the lens of, positivity, transformation, opportunity? Or are you choosing to look through the lens of fear, anxiety, uncertainty? And because the two have a very different impact on how you feel. So immediately, I know, because we've been hearing all the news, I can think just for 1 second, I can think of some of the things I've heard on the news. And immediately, I think that I can feel it here. I literally can feel it here. And of here, so we're talking about that sense of fear. Now, you know fear, for those of you who are yogis out there, this is good Muladhara stuff, isn't it? It's like, Muladhara, that power center, the chakra inside of us that keeps us really grounded, really connected, really safe. And at this time, because things are uncertain, it's a little bit wobbly. Okay, so you can feel that. Now, when you really understand the law of attraction, you realize that how you feel is actually the key to attraction. So thoughts are important, but what really manifests is feeling. All right, so when we go into that place of anxiety and fear, and you feel it's like a cellular feeling, it's like an emotion that you feel inside of you, that kind of builds up around you in your kind of your aura, in your prana, in your energy body. And as you feel like that, that's what we attract to us, become magnets. So you will feel that if you're in a situation where people are fearful around you, you can literally feel that. And I know you guys understand that. But then you realize the importance of the opposite. So it's almost like taking a pair of glasses, put on the glasses that you're looking, pick up the lens that you look through that makes you feel uplifted. It makes you feel positive. It makes you feel grateful. Gratitude is an incredibly powerful practice to really utilize at this time. Gratitude is so important. When you feel grateful for the beautiful things in your life, like your family, here in the valley, you walk out in the valley, and I'm very lucky to have got stuck here, by the way, because I live in the Midlands and just happened to be here for a week and a half. And, I've ended up in the middle of Snowdonia, which is very beautiful. And I walk out into the mountains and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. I'm so grateful for this environment, I'm so grateful for this community that we have together. I'm so grateful for kind of like the technology that allows us to connect together in this way. And that's one of the main points of creating Together at Home, is to create that community together and to, again, come back to some amazing practices that keep us in that place of positivity. So I just wanted to say that to you every day. Choose the lens that you're looking through, and only you and I can make that choice for ourselves. But it's so, so important. And, you know, together, we can really help each other to stay in that place. Because sometimes on your own, it's easy to lose that place. So that's why it's almost like, I feel like if you could just imagine for a second, if you close your eyes and you extend your hands out, just close your eyes for a moment. And just place your hands out to the side. If somebody's sitting next to you, you can hold hands, but if you're on your own, just imagine that you're holding hands, and imagine that this evening there are over 400 people on this, you know, this beautiful session. Imagine you're holding those hands. Well, don't imagine, we are holding those hands of 400 people, some of them from different countries. We're holding hands and creating a community of Dru across this amazing globe, this amazing earth, which at the moment, if we're suffering a little bit, this earth is definitely benefiting from it. So as you hold those hands, just really feel that sense of community. You can smile to yourself inside, and just knowing that you're not on your own. Okay, then squeeze those hands. That's lovely, and let go, although we're not really letting go. So, yeah, choose your lens every day. Plan your days, join us for that planning, and decide what it is and really go for it. Make this next few weeks truly transformational. And you know, there's a lovely story that I heard of a teacher who went in at the beginning of term, and he said to his students, I'm going to split you into 2 groups. He said, one group, he said, I'm going to give you, between now and the end of term, I'm going to give you this assignment, and I want you to do as many assignments as you can, as many pieces of homework on this topic as you possibly can. Those of you who manage to submit 50 pieces of work, I'm going to grade you with a grade A, and those of you who do 40 will get a grade B. And then, so he said that's one group, and then the other group, he said to them, okay, now you only have to do 1 piece of work, but I want you to make it as perfect as you possibly can. So the 2 groups went off. One group were just kind of like perfecting their piece of work over and over again, just 1 piece of work they're focusing on, and the other guys were just like, you know, they got time, they didn't have to worry about it, and they were just, you know, doing their work and, you know, enjoying it, and then they were exploring and they were putting this work in because they didn't have to worry about the outcome. They knew if they could get those 50 pieces of work in, they were going to get an A anyway. And then at the end of the term, the teacher looked, and he was amazed at the results. He said, the students that were doing the 40 and 50 pieces of work through the term, the standard of their work was far greater than the group of students who were just working on the 1 piece to perfect it. And the moral of the story is, we have time now just to keep practicing and trying, you know, your yoga postures. You've got time to do your meditation. You've got time to write. You've got time to, you know, practice, you know, with the online studio. You have time to be part of so many things and to really achieve what you want to achieve over this time, because you've got time to do it, and you don't have to make anything perfect. You can become the expert in what you want to over this time. So it's actually very exciting. Okay, so that's my first point. Second point is, you are going to be surrounded by a lot of people who are in a state of fear and anxiety, that don't have the same access to the same wisdom, the same knowledge as you do. In fact, they won't have had the same practices that many of you have been practicing for many years. And so it's crucially important for you to keep yourself together and to really, really look after your health. Those of you who are yoga teachers, you may not realize what a rock you will be to your people, you know, to your class students. Even though you won't be with them personally, they will be relying on you for their inspiration, for their emotional support. And don't underestimate the power that you have and the place that you have in their lives. So it's incredibly important that you do 3 things, okay? So first of all, and this also applies for many of you who may be watching that aren't yoga teachers, because you are going to be that rock for your family, for many of your friends. So, you know, so it's, you know, whether you're teaching yoga, you have students, or we are we all need to be that rock for people around us. So first of all, number one, keep your practice together. Okay, really keep your practice together. I cannot say enough. Do your yoga, your meditation, your pranayama, and your relaxation. Don't forget your relaxation. Really important. For those of you who are postgraduate students and teachers, there are so many ways that you now can study to deepen your experiences. Like, for those of you who are drawn to philosophy, there's a Gita correspondence course, which is amazing. For those of you who want to go deep with your meditation, there's a meditation correspondence course that you can do at home. For those of you who want to study more Ayurveda, or you're looking for greater health, the Boundless Energy course by Annie is amazing. All of these are at your fingertips, and they're all on a part of the Together at Home called the Academy. Okay, so you're going to see all the online courses there, and this is a time, guys, for you to study. So make the most of it. And as I said, if you already have the courses, take this time now to really, revisit and relook at them. There's going to be study groups on a whole range of subject matters, and please let us know what you would like. That's really important. Let us know what it is that you would like that we can help you with, because we're now designing our program. Each week there's going to be a live yoga class. We're going to do some kirtan chanting sessions. There's going to be mentorings. There's a whole team of us. Actually, I'll come to that point in a minute. So first of all is your sadhana, your practice. Really keep that very strongly together. Second is community. It's at times like this that we, as I said before, we really need each other. And there are hundreds, like I say, over 400 people on this beautiful session this evening, and I know that more and more people will come. So really do reach out to this Together at Home community and create a dialogue online whereby you can also share your practices, where you can really, send in your stories, send in your thoughts, send in techniques that are really helping you, that are keeping you together in that way, so that we can work together to really develop this incredible few weeks and this time together. And then thirdly, what I would call wisdom sharings. You are going to be really essential. You're going to be supporting a lot of people. So you need energy, you need vitality, you need to keep looking through the right lens. And actually not need to, but we want to. Because the situation we're in at the moment is going to happen whether we like it or not. That's one thing we can't change. Well, we can, by sensible protocol and by doing the right things, of course, we can make changes. But we're in it now. So we have a choice. Can either sink or swim. And I think everybody that's on this talk this evening, we've definitely agreed together, all of us, I know, that we will swim. And as I said at the beginning, we also need people around us who can guide us and support us. So I'd say that at this time, it's really important for you to find what I call wisdom sharing, somebody that can share wisdom with you. Because for sure, I know that all of us are going to come up to times where we'll go, I need a bit of help. I need a bit of inspiration. I just need to talk to somebody about this, and am I thinking in the right way, or I'm a bit stuck with this project? And that's where I would really encourage you, and I know many of you who are already doing this, to reach out to a mentor. On the Together at Home, we have a whole mentoring system. There's a whole team of mentors out there, experts who have got so much knowledge in, practical spirituality, Ayurveda, meditation, yoga therapy. For those of you who know us, got some great people who are so experienced. So please do reach out to those people, make the most of them. We are really here for you. And I would really say to you, please make the most of this time. Don't struggle on your own. That's the most important thing. Reach out and really grasp the hands of the people next to you and move forward in a very beautiful and powerful way. Okay, so Hope that's helpful so far, and I hope you're still writing. Have you written down some of the things that you would love to achieve over the next few weeks? Okay, you should send that in. I hope you're doing some chats here. Send in that so that we can hear. I'd love to know what you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. That would be really great. And please do check out afterwards, after we've gone, check out the Together at Home and see what's available on there. So many things, and the team gave me a whole list of things to tell you, and I'm sure I'm missing some of them out. But really, please do take your time to have a good look and see what's available. And they're going to keep you up to date. Obviously, we're looking at dates and we're planning, and it's actually incredibly exciting. And the one thing that I will say about this time is that, you know what? It's incredible how much you can achieve in just a few days. I mean, really, we are amazing, you know, as human beings. When something faces like this, I mean, we're very resilient as human beings. And it's incredible in such a short time when you're faced with something, how much you can actually achieve, how much you can create for the greater good. And actually, how exciting it feels, and how wonderful it is. I mean, just to make one call or to give one talk and to reach 400 or 500 people, for me is absolutely a miracle in its own self. And I feel very privileged to be here and to be talking to you this evening. So what I would like to do is to share with you a really simple practice, okay, using some mudras, just to help you, and that you can come to this practice throughout the day. And as you know, mudras, hand gestures, are incredibly powerful, and they redirect energy within the body. So, actually, before I start that, I just want to show you one mudra that many of you will know, and it's called the Mudra of Tolerance. But actually, my experience is that any feelings that we get, kind of like in the abdomen, where you're feeling fear or anger or uncertainty. And you know, sometimes I was speaking to somebody yesterday and they said, like, I'm having panic attacks. I'm literally having panic attacks because, you know, I don't know when I'm going to see my mum. She's in a care home. And these are all very real things, aren't they, that we're dealing with, and many of us are dealing with elderly parents, and a whole range of things. Or if you're looking after the kids at home, that can be stressful. So a really simple thing to do is, you do this mudra down here by your abdomen, but I'm going to hold my hands up here. So you just gently bring little fingers together, and then the ring finger, middle, first finger, and thumbs. It's beautiful. And then you can probably see, but I'm just going to lower it down here, so just below the navel. Okay, and then you close your eyes and you breathe. So you breathe down into the abdomen. As you breathe out, just letting go and just feeling any tension, any anxiety dissolving away. And you just hold that, and you're not pressing the fingertips too hard together. It's just a gentle touching. And you breathe and just keep breathing down into the abdomen until you start to feel those sensations, those emotions literally starting to dissolve. So you can use this, I said it's a mudra of tolerance, so you can use it for anxiety to fear. You can use it also if you can feel like you're losing your cool a little bit. You know, as many of you know, I've practiced this for, you know, I was going to say when I get angry, which is very rare, but I remember once many years ago practicing this and was amazed at how quickly that feeling of anger disappeared. So this is very powerful. Okay, right. You've all got that one, I know, that's very simple. So next one is a very beautiful sequence. So we're going to start by going to bring the right hand in front of the left, interlock your fingers. I hope you can see this properly. So if I hold, so it's like this, okay, and you're pulling. Okay, so you literally pull, and I feel like you're opening the chest. So this is known as the Ganesh Mudra, okay, which is connected to Muladhara chakra. And of course, as I mentioned already, this is where we might be feeling a little bit wobbly at the moment. This is all about finding stability in your life. So just holding and pulling, elbows are up. Beautiful. Okay, and then releasing, bring the palms of the hands together. Now, you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to make a noise which is like shh. And I'd like you to feel like you're cutting through any fear, any anxiety. So when you're ready, breathe in. Breathing out, shh. Okay, let's do that one more time. Breathe in. And again, shh. Okay, one more time. So you're really cutting through anything you don't want. Breathe in. Shh. That's lovely. Letting go, cutting through. And then you're going to bring the hands into the gesture of letting go. Bring the hands behind you, palms facing back. Lifting up. I let go of anything that no longer, or everything that no longer serves me. I let go of any negative feelings, anything I need to let go of, I let go. So you use your own affirmation to let go. Beautiful. Make sure nobody's standing behind you, okay? Okay, and then bringing your hands forward into the mudra of courage, okay? So pull the shoulder blades together, open up, beautiful. Palms of the hands opened. Remember, palms of the hands, there's chakras, power centers in the palms of the hands connected to the heart. So you're really opening the heart. Close your eyes, and I stand with courage and strength. I stand with courage and strength. Beautiful. And then feel that you're gathering everything that's clear and confident and happy and positive, and draw all of those qualities together into the heart. Beautiful. And back into Namaste, praying hands posture. Okay, should we do that one more time together? So let's start off. Bring the hands together. Rotate the palms, right hand in front of the left, into the Ganesh Mudra, and pull. Just affirming to yourself, I feel secure, I feel safe, I feel well. That's beautiful. I feel secure, I feel safe, I feel well. Breathe in and prepare to cut through anything that you don't want. Prepare to cut through all the things that are around us at the moment. Breathe in. Bring the praying hands together. Breathe out. Shh. Letting go. Open the palms. And I let go of everything I need to let go of. Take the palms of the hands behind you. Close your eyes. Just affirm and feel any fear, any anxiety, any uncertainty just leaving you, whatever it is, feel it leaving through the palms of your hands, and affirming to yourself, I let go, I let go, I let go. That's beautiful. And then bring the hands forward, shoulder level, draw the shoulder blades together, opening the heart center, and standing in that mudra of courage. And I stand with power and strength in my life. I stand with power and strength, confidence, knowing that all will be well. And then draw and feel like, but it's not a weak movement, it's like you're just drawing and pull together everything that is good, that is positive, that is healthy. You pull it together into this present moment. Bring the palms of the hands together, closing your eyes. Feel the breath entering, leaving your body. As you sit in a place of confidence, starting this new chapter together, feel the presence of that great community around you. Knowing that we may be in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, but actually, as great yogis, we know that nothing separates us, and that we have an incredible community that supports and loves, that will guide us. So feel that power, feel that strength. That's beautiful. Allow your heart to be filled with gratitude for your friends, for your family, for this beautiful earth. Have a smile on your face. And when you're ready, allow that smile to reach your lips, and which it was already there, and release your hands, open your eyes. It's beautiful. So I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening and for actually joining all of us together. Maybe me sitting on this chair, but I know that you're sitting there at home, hopefully with your mugs of tea, and we are all in this together. Thank you for being part of Together at Home. We really look forward to spending some incredible times together. There's so much that we have to offer. There's so much that we are really looking forward to hearing about from you. Please make this interactive. Every morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, we have our wisdom sharing for the day on Instagram Live. And there's going to be some beautiful things shared there, which will just set your day up perfectly. So we start the day together. Throughout the day, there'll be different things on offer. So please do keep informed. You'll be getting a lot of notices from us saying, hey, this is happening, live classes. Please do, as I said, take this time to study. Make this time incredible. Come out at the end of this as, wiser, healthier, more giving, more loving, more connected to this incredible community that we create together. Let's move forward in a way that we can be proud of and that we make a real difference to this world. Because I know that every single one of us that do this, as we know, like the pebble effect, when you throw the pebble into the pond, the ripples go out and out and out. So every one of us that lives our day in that way and inspires other people by who we are and the changes that we make, it inevitably is going to have an incredible effect on our beautiful world, on our earth. And I think this is an amazing time that we've been given to be together. So thank you for joining me. Bless you, everybody. It's so wonderful to be together. And I really look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Thank you and good night. Now you can go and get another cup of tea. Thank you. See you all very soon.